Whoa. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today we have a little bit of a different setup. Not my intention. I was just having some issues with my cam link. So I'm going to be broadcasting from my laptop. But I did want to put this video out. Actually, I want to put a couple of videos out today. But I'm kind of derailed a little bit. But I think this is probably the most important video. So this one is going to move to the front. I'm sorry if the audio is a little echoey. Like, this was not the plan. I thought I was going to use my regular setup and I'd be ready to go. So this was kind of thrown together. If you don't hear audio clearly, please let me know. But what's important, I think, is the message more than anything. So give me 1 second. See if that helps a little bit, if the audio is a little low. This video is called "What Must Happen in Order for Andrew Yang to Defeat Donald Trump." And, well, most obviously, the first thing that must happen is Andrew Yang must win the nomination, right? But in order for that to happen, another thing has to happen. And it's something we've been talking about for quite some time, but I really wanted to dig into this a bit. I got another message from the Yang campaign, of course, as you probably all did, regarding the Yang media blackout. Once again, Andrew Yang being excluded from graphics from MSNBC. And it has become quite problematic. And I wanted to talk about this because, I've mentioned a couple of times the reason why why Donald Trump is the president is not only because of the Democrats basically losing the faith of the voter support, but the other big thing that happened is that Donald Trump dominated the media during his rise to winning the Republican the nomination. Give me 1 second. This is so weird. This doesn't feel right, of course, but give me 1 sec. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. If not, please let me know, because I won't know, because I don't have headphones on. I can't monitor this audio. So if you go back, I had to go back to obviously 2016, because there's a gap, right? In 2016, I found this article from New York Times trying to quantify exactly how much media Donald Trump was given. And it was just quite alarming. They said that he was given about $2 billion worth of free advertising. And I think this is probably what Andrew Yang is very aware of, and kind of what he's trying to do. I mean, basically what he's been capitalizing off of the last week or last couple of weeks, with all of those interviews, the daily shows, the news shows, anything that he can get his name on, his brand on, he's been taking advantage of those. And that's pretty much all he can do to make up for this huge chasm. But like I said, I want to dig into this article quite a bit, because I don't think people really remember how staggering what Trump did was. And basically, it all happened because they didn't think he could win, so they just gave him all the press because he had the name recognition. And it's happening right now in this current election cycle, where you hear Andrew Yang saying, the more we talk about him, the more we're helping him. Well, he's absolutely right. Even today, Trump's tweets and everything that he does on the daily is overshadowing the entire Democratic field as far as press coverage, which means he's going to skate to the re-election, because you're just reaffirming what his base believes, and obviously they're giving him more attention than anybody else. And it's hurting everybody, honestly. Give me 1 second. Let me sorry. Oh wait, I can't see it now. Hold on. You guys hear me? You just said that on Twitter? Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, guys, because like I said, I had to kind of throw this together. This is not what I was expecting to be coming into this with. Where is it? There's a specific category called earned media that I'm wanting to talk about. And why can't I read it? Let's see. Jesus. Trump earned media. Okay. Okay, so this article was written March 15, 2016. Obviously, um, still early on. Get out of here. Come on. They're really making me create a free account so I can get to the rest of this article because now I can't see it. Come on, New York Times. Okay, so at the time of this, he still doesn't have a super PAC. He skimped on ground organizations and field offices. Most important, he spent less on television advertising, typically the single biggest expenditure for a campaign than any other major candidate, according to an analyst by SMG Delta, a firm that tracks television advertising. So this is him. He's behind. Obviously, Bush was Bush was Clinton. Bush was who we assumed was going to win. Rubio was second. Then they have Sanders and Clinton, obviously, because this is actually post-election. Sorry, Cruz, Christie, Kasich, then Trump. So he was pretty much at 10%. Carlson was at 5%. Jindal was at 3%. He was getting destroyed as far as ad spending. But here's what he was doing extremely well. You go down to bought versus free media. His bought media was, what is this, $10 per ad spend? Okay, so he spent 10 million. Bush spent 82 million. In free media, he was given 1,898 compared to Bush's 214. Do you understand how much of a discrepancy that is to try to overcome? Of course, his message is going to resonate because he's the only message that people were hearing. This is why the media blackout is such a big deal. Like, I mean, it's time to really get aggressive on this thing. Like, I know we got this social media thing and people feel like you're doing something. You're not doing nothing, man. You got to get out here in the real world. You really got to get on this this traditional media. It works. I'm sorry. Like, it just does. It just works. Everybody's not on Twitter. Everybody's not on Facebook. People aren't necessarily going onto these platforms to look for information on candidates. Like, I keep hearing about undecided voters. Undecided voters are not sitting around reading through policy pages on each candidate to try to figure out who to vote for. They're busy with life. They're not focused on this right now. They're not. So something needs to happen in the media because that message is going to resonate. That message is going to become more redundant. That message is going to become the only message that people know Andrew Yang for. Fortunately, he's got a pretty solid position. People just have to hear about it. Oh, I hate this. Yang just got Bernie's ad guru from 2016 to make TV ads now. It doesn't matter if he has Bernie Sanders guy. He needs free coverage from the media. It's not about, that's what I'm saying. Trump didn't spend much. He just got a lot for what he didn't spend. That's what Yang has to get. It's called earned media. Earned media is worth more than hiring the best ad creator on the planet. You need the free stuff, which is why you see Yang trying to do the publicity stunts, which, I mean, it has worked to a point, but man, he's got a big chasm to try to overcome. According to somebody asked, didn't Trump have super PACs? It says at this point he did not have a major super PAC. I mean, but like I said, I'm looking at the numbers. I mean, he was overshadowed tremendously. There weren't a lot of, I mean, how many Trump field offices did you guys see? How many Trump phone calls did you guys get? How many Trump anythings did you see? You didn't see much about Trump. It was the TV. They were just giving it to him because they figured he was going to lose and drop out. And they thought it was funny. And they gave him the election. The media blackout continues in MSNBC this morning. Polling data turned it off immediately. So that's where this whole thing is going, by the way. That's exactly where this thing is going. 1 second. Oh my God, these ads are driving me crazy. 1 second. Rachel Maddow is the November debate moderator. Okay. What? You guys don't see these pop-ups right now, but they're like for real driving me crazy. 1 sec. Okay, let's pull this back up. All right. Mr. Trump earned $400 million worth of free media last month alone, according about what John McCain spent on his entire 2008 presidential campaign. I want you guys to understand the magnitude of what we're talking about here. This is not a little bit for him to overcome. This is why I don't like when people compare Andrew Yang to Donald Trump. They're nothing like they're nothing the same. This is night and day. It's apples and oranges. They're not the same at all. Mr. Trump has no weaknesses in any of the media segments. In other words, he is strong in every type of earned media, from television to Twitter. He has earned close to $2 billion worth of media attention, about twice the all-in price of the most expensive presidential campaign in history. You see what I'm talking about? It's also twice the estimated $746 million that Hillary Clinton, the next best at earning media, took in. Bernie Sanders has earned more media than any of the Republicans except for Mr. Trump. So, I mean, Sanders did well as far as earned media. I mean, we saw that his message is resonating now. You see where it's carried on to, but you need that media. You need it. It's important. Let's see. And then I kind of want to get over from, okay, so that's 2016. You know, that's prior election. But then let's hop over into right now, present day. Okay. Now this article is from October 22nd, 2 days ago. Western Michigan Times, I guess. President Donald Trump sets off social media firestorm Tuesday by equating the impeachment process he is facing to a lynching on Twitter. This is, again, what Yang sometimes doesn't do enough of. I mean, it's just a strong language. I mean, he's done well as far as, like, you know, the last couple of debates. I've heard a lot more strong language. It's important, but Trump is fearless with it. Like, he'll say whatever he knows what the strongest words to use are. And when they attack him on it, he doesn't back down. I don't know how the media is going to treat Yang in that type of situation, but if it's going to get him some earned media, I mean, but again, I can't complain that he's not doing a decent job. I mean, we've seen the man skateboarding, we've seen him crowd surfing, we see him raising money. He's out there, he's having the rallies, he's doing what he's supposed to do. It's just not translating. Where is it at? Okay. I'm trying to find the numbers now. Senator Elizabeth Warren called. Okay, so then, of course, and you have the Democrats responding. So Elizabeth Warren called the president's tweet beyond disgraceful. Billionaire Tom Steyer said it was disgusting. And Florida Mayor Wayne Massam dismissed it as despicable and race baiting at its worst. It's a familiar sequence of events that will likely become even more common in the months ahead. President Trump fires off an incendiary tweet. Democrats spent much of the day expressing outrage, and whatever else was on their agenda gets overshadowed. Democratic nominee Secretary Hillary Clinton's campaign often got trapped into that cycle during the 2016 race, unable to draw attention to its priorities because all eyes were on Trump's Twitter feed. This is why you keep hearing Andrew Yang saying, when we talk about him, he's winning. This is why you didn't hear Andrew Yang jump out the gate to say, let's go ahead and impeach him. He knows all press is good press for Donald Trump. Uniquely, I mean, we saw what bad press did to Hillary Clinton. We're seeing what it's doing to Jeb Bush, or not Jeb, to Jeb Bush. My bad, Jeb. I know you have a rough couple of years. To Joe Biden. You know what I mean? We see what bad press is doing to Elizabeth Warren. Well, she seems to be doing okay, but still, it's not helping. According to a professor at Texas Tech University, part of the problem for the Democrats is that the media regularly amplifies Trump's shocking tweets, even when reporters are just quoting him to criticize him. It's going to be very, very difficult for the Democratic nominee to compete on social media with the current president, Ott said. The reason has less to do with those platforms or the candidates than it has to do with how the media covers it. That's it, man. This is the media's fault. They're not helping. This is all about emotion. See, Yang is a logical dude, okay? But the problem with being a logical dude is that people aren't logical. You understand? People are not logical. Logic doesn't win. You guys know Dave Ramsey, right? Dave Ramsey has this thing called the debt snowball. And in his debt snowball, he's basically telling you, if you want to pay off all your debts, what you do is you line them up from biggest to smallest, and you pay them off from the smallest to the biggest in that order, right? Logic says you pay off the one with the highest interest rate because it's going to save you the money. However, the emotional part of your brain needs to see you paying off those bills one by one. That's going to give you that happy response, which is going to keep you motivated to actually finish. Emotion over logic. I promise you, you can be all the logical you want to be, but just know the world is not logical. So you're setting yourself up for failure. If you really want to get stuff done, you got to go emotional. Just letting you know from a marketer. I'm giving you game right now. 1 second. Okay. Tulsi Gabbard is response to comments made to Clinton. Let's see. Earlier this month, Senator Harris scored 100,000 tweets when she fired back at a tweet by Donald Trump Jr. that criticized her laugh, writing, "You wouldn't know a joke if one raised you." What? Awful. Harris, you're killing me, man. Harris has also pressed what's all these words? Campaign to convince Twitter to suspend. You know, as crazy as it sounds that Harris wants to silence Trump on Twitter, she's kind of got a point. You see, even though it would infringe on his freedom of speech, it also will significantly hinder his power. But that's just reality. So you want me to tell you some logical thing. I can't tell you the logical thing. See, Senator Warren was asked, "Hey, are you going to support this?" I can't take away his freedom of speech. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to take away his freedom of speech. You just know she's kind of right a little bit. Like, she's kind of right a little bit. I'm sorry. She is kind of right. Like, that's how this works, man. So let me see these comments. Bernie supporters love him, and if we attack his policies, his supporters will not join our campaign. Bernie supporters have no reason to support our campaign. Bernie's beating Donald Trump. Bernie's beating Andrew Yang. Okay, Elizabeth Warren is beating Andrew Yang. There's no reason for anybody who is losing to Andrew Yang to support him right now. Andrew Yang is going to have to, he's going to have to rise in the polls. He's going to have to fall out. One of the articles that I wanted to talk about is actually, what is it? Let me see if I have access to it. The article is basically called Andrew Yang is the anti-Elizabeth Warren. Okay. And the reason why you see Andrew Yang often go down that centrist type of path is that he knows he's doing well as far as getting Republican support. He just has to make it out of the Democratic field first. That's the issue that he's actually having. See, he doesn't want to just run. He doesn't want to put himself in that position. If you look at his healthcare position is aligned with business interests. He doesn't want to just go ahead and get rid of. He doesn't want to get rid of the private sector. He keeps coming back to innovation. He's very calculated with what he's saying because he knows he's getting that Republican support. The problem is these guys over here on the Democratic side that are making life a little bit difficult for him. So, as I've said continuously, I just really believe that he's trying to wait it out. Like he's waiting for, these people who've got this big money in the Buttigieg campaign and the Booker campaign and all these others and Harris to say, okay, we're done. We're going to stop putting this money here. We're going to back off a little bit. And that's going to pretty much end their run. And then at that point, it opens up the opportunity for him to get some of that support. Again, I don't see the crossover necessarily with those particular audiences. But I think that Bernie would be well served to support Andrew Yang simply because of the two, Yang is more likely to win. Now, I hate using that argument. I think that's not a fair thing to say, but to me, it's just how it is. I mean, he's just more likely to win. I'm sorry. And, always coming back to that he supported Sanders in 2016. And then he's, gone a little bit further and he sees an evolution in the problems that Sanders recognized early on. Like that's a great start. I like that foundation, but again, he's got to get the media to amplify the message. And that's why I can't complain right now as far as, the last debate. I was very pleased with how he was treated. I mean, he had a fantastic performance. He was given several opportunities to differentiate himself. But now, I mean, he's got to get more of that earned media. And now it's time for the Yang Gang to do its thing. And then this is really what I want to get into. We need to take action against MSNBC. And online action to me just doesn't seem like enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's a shame. But we really need to be sitting outside of MSNBC headquarters. They got offices in Jersey, Atlanta, Dallas, which I'd be willing to go to, LA or California somewhere. They got an office in Vietnam. Like there needs to be a physical presence to do something here, because at this point, you can't fight the media on social media. They just ignore you. They're the ones who, I mean, that's why I had to build this foundation. It's the media. They're the ones who are controlling the narrative. They're the ones who are covering Trump's tweets, and they're the ones who are sensationalizing everything. If they're not doing that same thing for Andrew Yang, then he's in trouble. So it's tough, man. It's tough. I wish I could tell you guys differently, but no, we can't act like, oh, we don't need the media. No, we need the media. We absolutely need the media. The people who are getting polled, who are getting those calls, those robocalls, and who are getting polled every day, those people are watching the mainstream media. And if they don't even see Andrew Yang's name pop up, if they don't know who he is, I mean, again, I'm sitting there talking to people every single day, and I'm still coming across people who do not know who Andrew Yang is. I mean, he has a great slogan. He's got, I mean, everything about him is, the presentation is fantastic. The package is amazing. It's just not resonating because he doesn't have those well, I forget what we call it, the rule of 7. He doesn't have the rule of 7 going for him, and that people are familiar with him. I'm literally talking to somebody yesterday, and they're telling me, what are they telling me? Oh, they're like, oh, I like your hat. You know, I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what's math? And I'm like, oh, I'm supporting this guy and he's running for president, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, okay. He's running for president of America? Yeah, I mean, math is, I mean, come on. Math, that's a fantastic slogan. Look at this. This is a dope hat. I didn't mean to ignore you guys. Yo, Will Chang. How do I get, appreciate the super chat, man. How do I get you a hat? You gonna get me a hat? All right, I'll take a hat, man. I started reading Sapiens yesterday. Oh, you guys. Oh man. Support 1,000 college girls to open their own channels. Listen, Sun Berlin. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. This is not a social media thing. This is a real media thing. This is a traditional media situation. That's why MSN leaving Yang off the graph is important. Remember, you go back to my video about the rule of 7, you will understand that it's not going to happen overnight. Everybody who's found Andrew Yang found them over time. I'm still working on my Yang story, by the way, because I literally had to do research to find this thing. But it was a domino effect, man. If I wasn't so into automation, I probably wouldn't even care. It was only because of automation. And for other people, it's going to be for a different reason. It's going to be because of his Medicare plan, or it's going to be because of the time off, or it's going to be because of what he wants to do with Social Security. Like everyone's going to have their own reason. And it's going to take more than an overnight thing, because he's talking about structural change to a system that we've all known all our lives. It's not the same thing as picking which brand of bread to get at the grocery store. Yang wants a strong public option like England has. That's a pretty radical difference from our friend. Absolutely. And there is this, so you guys got me digging in all these other different articles I've been looking at. There's this program, I think it's called the NASH program. Don't quote me on that. But they're talking about how to save money on surgery here in America, insurance companies are like making this deal with doctors in America, and they're flying them to Mexico, and then they're flying the patient to Mexico. They do the surgery there and they save a bunch of money on all of the other additional costs. The doctor gets paid more. The person gets fairly similar treatment, but that's just a private sector kind of thing where they find a way that, works out a little bit better. He doesn't want to get rid of innovation. He's going to support the private sector. And I think that I agree with that. I agree with him supporting the private sector. I also agree that a lot of people just don't want to be, they don't want their business all up in the government. That's how this thing is going to work. They're going to use everyone's data to figure out, okay, we know we're going to buy this many insulin prescriptions every month. So what's the deal? Like they're going to share your information, and people don't want that. So having a public option, I totally understand. I also understand the innovation portion. Like, what is the incentive for innovation if I know that my profits are going to be cut? Like we need innovation. When I go back talking about Amazon and Google are not coming out of the federal government. There's no reason for them to create those. So when you talk about a federal jobs guarantee, what are these jobs? You're going to be ditch digging. Like, come on, man. Is that what you want to do? Maybe it is what you want to do. But I'm just saying, like, there's not going to be a lot of innovation coming out of the government. So we need a private sector, or at least some kind of incentives to get somebody to want to do that. Everybody is not Elon Musk, who just wants to do wonderful things for the world just because, you got to give them some kind of financial incentive out here. You're right. Part of Yang's problem is having an outlier of the Democratic Party, especially the NC. Yeah, man. You think Bernie can be president 8 long years? Bernie can't be president because he will not get support. It's not nothing more than that. I don't care about any of that other stuff. He's not going to get the support that he needs to win. So, he literally attacked Senator Warren, calling her a capitalist. You think that's not going to win you any votes, my friend? Bernie's talking about change. He's talking about, I guess, a political revolution. Not so much now, but there will always be innovation. LM says if revenue is fixed, there would be an innovation towards cost-saving mechanisms. True. But is cost saving the same thing as creating better outcomes? Because that's the innovation that we're looking forward to, is that the insurance company saying, okay, look, we can come out with a new drug that's going to save lives quicker and it'll make us more money, as opposed to trying to compete with the government who's making our very own prescriptions and they're selling them cheaper. But okay, maybe there will always be innovation. But I don't necessarily want the government to do the innovation. I'm just saying. Andrew Yang is now 4th place among the Democratic candidates. Okay. Fourth place. Is he 4th place, really? Who was in 4th place before? It was Warren. No. It was Biden. No. Actually, it was Warren, Biden, Sanders. Who was in 4th? Who was in 4th? Let's see what the latest polling is. 1 second. We're going to pull that up. We're going to go to Real Clear Politics. We got in Iowa, Warren 28, Buttigieg 20. What? Is this legit? I'm trying to find a. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see Yang in fourth, but okay. I see Yang hovering at 2% behind O'Rourke and Buttigieg, who I think will do better. I think Buttigieg is going to trend upward a little bit. I mean, I hear a lot of good things from people about him. They say Harris is ahead of Yang. I mean, or at least where is this at? Oh, this is a national. Yeah, so I mean, Yang is clearly focusing on individual states. I mean, you're not going to hear the Yang message all over the country because he's focused obviously on Iowa, New Hampshire, California, I guess South Carolina. He's just not going nationwide right now. So I get it. Buttigieg. They explain in 7 minutes better than I can in a comment. Only does not mean I don't speak English perfectly better than. Most people don't know what quantum computers are. For that, Google just the media is going to push hard for Platitude Pete. He is their guy. They're pushing. I mean, I'm hearing Tulsi Gabbard's name more than I can even justify. So I have no idea why. Andrew Yang's in fourth, Buttigieg, that's meant Bernie. Used to be a leg. Yeah, apparently I found out that, well, I mean, I'm always a little bit behind this on the chat, Arise Chicken. I'm always behind on the chat. But yeah, something's different. It's that camera link that I use to usually do my streams. It says that that's what's causing my lag in audio. So my audio should be better as well. But yeah, man. Platitude Pete is in the league with Facebook, i.e. the Obama play. Look, Yang's got to do something, okay? Yang's got to do something. Yang's got to get himself... he's got to get that earned media. That earned media is valuable. It's the difference between winning and losing. And again, if you're looking for Yang to have a good showing and maybe come in third place, you know, and set himself up for the next time around, okay, great. But I'm trying to win. I mean, I just want to win. There's no real alternative for me. Like I can't see myself voting for anybody else. So the message is just, I like the message. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more. I wish I could tell you I'm willing to support somebody else. I just, he needs Trump to call him out. He tried that. Trump's not going to call him out. Like, and for the right reason. I mean, why would you? You don't give somebody who has no clout a shout out, or you don't give somebody who hasn't earned it an opportunity to use your platform. And that's what Trump would be doing. Trump knows that he's dominating. He knows that as long as he continues his media coverage domination, that he's doing just fine. What would happen if Biden, Sanders, Warren, or other candidates go up against Trump? Well, we know what's going to happen. Look, man, do you guys remember what Trump did to Ted Cruz? I mean, are you kidding me? What he did to Chris Christie, what he did to his own Republican field. This is what I'm saying. Trump is not like Yang. Trump attacked every single person on the stage, which is why he was must-see TV, which gave them all those great quotables. And I mean, he changed everybody's messaging to the point where they got, I mean, do you not remember that last debate when it was Cruz and, what's the other guy's name? Ted Cruz and geez, let me see if I don't remember the dude's name, but they were just trying to double team Trump. You can't because they're trying to play politics and he don't care. Like, which is why when Elizabeth Warren goes up there and tries to give Trump some type of, he's gonna embarrass her. He really is, and she's people like her, but it's not happening. What if Hillary joins the race and adopts Yang's full platform? She almost ran on UBI in 2016, but couldn't make the numbers work. If Hillary joins the race, she will win. I guarantee it. She's not going to, but I guarantee you she'll win. She was smart. She laid low for the last couple of years. People kind of forgot about her. I mean, a little bit. They do kind of poke at her a little bit, but I've been seeing her name pop up quite a bit. She's going to Tulsi, but if she hops in the race right now, she'd win. Like I told you, if The Rock joined right now, he'd win. The field is weak. The field is weak. So, yeah, they just need somebody that people can be excited about. The problem with Yang is he doesn't have the name recognition, but yeah, you throw The Rock in there, it's a wrap. He'll win. He'll skate to it. There's just not a lot of people right now who aren't running that people would be interested in running. I mean, what if Obama jumped and decided he would run again? He could win. He's not going to. Rubio, that's his name. Rubio and Cruz. Yeah. Yeah, man. And I don't like that Yang said he wouldn't run third party. I mean, what are you doing, bro? Run third party. Like, just run third party. Because like I said, Yang is in a position where he knows that he can get Republican support. He just has to beat the field that he's in right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Yang ran third party and got 20%. He might not win. I don't care about winning. I'm beyond that point of I just want to win. Like, I'm not on that I just want Trump to not be president train. That's not me. I want to be respected in future elections. And the only way that happens is when you have somebody who says, I'll run third party and I'll take those votes that cost you the election. So next time around, they remember what happened. That matters more to me than somebody else being president so somebody else can't be president. I already told you, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? I'm on a whole different wave. So yeah, man. There's a UBI. The UBI march is this Saturday. People need to come out and support. Not one in my town. Remember to vote in your primary. Each state is different. Otherwise, it's all effort. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, man. This is Yang only out here, man. Like, I'm not on that. I don't care if you want to. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for, but I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to just keep Trump out of office, because the more times the Democrats get slighted or whatever party gets slighted, the more they're going to remember, hey, man, we should pay attention to those people a little bit more, which is why I love Yang so much, because he's the only president, he's the only candidate who's talking about getting people more involved in the political process. The reason why the things that happen is because people are not involved in the process right now. People should be tuned into these debates that they don't care. I mean, okay, I'm sorry. It's not that they don't care. They're too busy to care. The only people who can care are the people who have the luxury or who are personally invested in this thing to sit down and pay attention to all this stuff. Everyone's got life, man. People have life. They don't have time for this. They're not going to be knowing who they're voting for until maybe July of next year, if that. A bunch of people don't vote. We all know this. Yang is trying to change the political involvement, which is another reason why I think he wants to bring younger people into the fold. He wants to let 16-year-olds vote. If Hillary Clinton couldn't win last time, why am I so certain that she'll win this time? Because of name recognition. The same reason why Joe Biden is polling over 20%. I am not this chronic. I'm not in this serendipitous, like, oh, no. People are just irrational, man. I told you, I don't fall into this camp of I think people are going to do things they've never done before. Why is Joe Biden? Why are people saying that Joe Biden is going to win the black vote? He's the last person who should win the black vote. It doesn't even make no sense because he was standing next to Barack Obama. That's why. The only reason why. The only reason why is because he stood next to Barack Obama for some time. That's not a reason to vote for somebody. Come on, man. She's not going to jump in, but I'm just saying she would win. Sorry. The Rock would win. Not because he knows anything about policy, because he's popular and he's got charisma. That's it. That's all it takes. I'm worried about Joe Biden. He's going to get the nomination. Trump will win again. Joe Biden very well might get the nomination. I mean, a lot of what we're talking about right now is based a month and a half ago. Things were very different. The big change has been Biden continuing to have these slip ups to the point where the media started questioning him. Sanders' health scare. You take those two things away, and we're still talking about Biden as the clear front runner. I don't think that Warren has done something tremendous over the last month to raise her support level. I think that the support for other people has waned a little bit. Obama was overrated. Of course he was, but you are trying to be logical, and I'm trying to get you to understand you got to be emotional. It's not about logic. If Yang doesn't win, Trump will win. Absolutely. Look, I'm telling you guys this now. I don't want you guys to come to me surprised, like, oh my God, how did Trump win? We already knew he was going to win. I told you in March 2016 that Trump was going to win. I mean, y'all wasn't here, but I said it then. And he has money. Yeah, he's got money. He's going to get money. He's going to get money. Warren Biden will continue to get money. As long as they think that he can win, they'll give him money. I think that it'll come down to Biden and Warren. I don't think Sanders is going to make it to the final two. If Yang doesn't make a push, it's going to be Biden and Warren, and it's going to be based on electability. It's not going to be based on anything more than that. And they're going to say, you know what? I just can't vote for Elizabeth Warren. I don't see her beating Trump. And it's going to be, and it could very well end up being Biden, unless Biden drops out. Like, if Biden doesn't drop out, this whole thing changes again. So that's a huge part of what needs to happen. But all of this aside, like I said, it's time for the Yang Gang to mobilize, man. Like, I'm talking about public demonstrations. I know that you guys are saying that the what do you call it? UBI march is coming up here this Saturday. Yeah, that's good. But we need to. Why are we not attacking MSNBC or whatever specific news group is excluding Andrew Yang? Like, I think that's where our efforts need to be placed. Copy campaign. Don't beg for traditional media attention. All right, Eric P.S. Chin, you got to go back to the beginning of the stream, fam. We're not begging. We need it. Okay? We're not asking for it. We require it. It's what's necessary in order to win. You're not winning without earned media. Earned media is the reason why Donald Trump is the president right now. All that free advertising that they gave him because they thought he had no chance is what allowed him to win. Yang clearly is not getting. I tried to find the numbers on earned media for this cycle. It's not available. It's called Media Quant, I think, is the company that tracks this stuff. I don't have any new data just yet. Maybe it's not done until after the election, but we need that, man. Arlo, shout out to you for the super chat. The math says we need traditional media. Exactly. Listen, we need traditional media. Stop it. You're not winning an election on Twitter. It don't work like that. Never has. It does not work like that. Okay? The people who are getting polled that we keep getting mad at because they don't know who Andrew Yang is, those people watch traditional media. And if they're not seeing the name Andrew Yang, it's hurting the rule of 7, which we need to get them to one day support Andrew Yang. Not to mention, Yang gets support from, he can get support from Republicans, right? But he has to actually be in the general election for that support to even matter. He brings that up, but he has to win the nomination first. It does not matter if he can beat Donald Trump if he does not face him, because right now he's facing Elizabeth Warren. Right now he's facing Joe Biden. Right now he's facing Bernie Sanders. We need that move to happen first. 80% of Americans are on social media. Yes, they are. But so what? Just because you're on social media does not mean that that is where you're going to get political influence. That does not mean that you're actually getting your news from there. It just means you're on social media. You just have an account. What does that mean? Old folks aren't tuning in to Andrew Yang because they watch is MSN. Exactly. Andrew Yang does well in 35 and under. That's not his problem. His problem is 58 and up. His problem is 46 and up. He's killing as far as the young people. But that's traditionally, the numbers say young people don't really vote like that anyway. Like, fam, I'm on Instagram. I got 6 Instagram accounts. I'm following 0 politicians. I'm following 0 politics. That's not what Instagram is for, man. Like, he hired a good advertising firm. He did. Mainlining black churches. Things we can do to help Yang awareness, older demographic: text banking, phone banking, writing letters to the editor on local paper. Oh, that's a good idea. Letters to the editor. All right, Cheryl Benny. That's a fantastic idea. When are we going to go to MSNBC headquarters, though? When are we doing that? What's up, man? Can we get some people posted up outside of there? He hasn't started TV commercials yet. Man, that's why I don't like doing live streams. Go back to the beginning of the video. We covered the reason Trump did not need the ad spend that the other candidates needed, because he was given free media. Yang needs free media. Free helps big time. But I don't have the numbers just yet as to how much he's getting. But even right now, Donald Trump is getting free press attention. He is getting sensationalized coverage on everything he does, which is hurting the entire Democratic field, because Yang, again, is competing with the entire field. It's not just Yang and Trump. It's the entire field. So every time they're covering Biden, they're not helping out Yang. Every time they're covering Warren, they're not helping out Yang. We need public publicity stunts. Yeah, we do. Let's go, man. I'm trying to be out here. Yeah, I'm trying to be out here. I'm looking for the public the public displays. They can ignore your YouTube video. They can ignore your tweet. They can't ignore them trying to get into the building and you're physically standing there. Can't ignore that. Or maybe they try to ignore it, but then the local news is like, man, why is all those people standing over there holding those Yang signs in front of the MSNBC headquarters? Sun Belen. Older people do not care about YouTube videos. Where is MSNBC? MSNBC has offices in Vietnam, New Jersey, LA, Dallas. Where else did I see? Atlanta. Probably some more. So I mean, we don't need a bunch of people. We get a couple of people in these cities and we just rotate. They just need a physical presence. Make it so they can't ignore us, because they can ignore us online. They can't ignore us in real life. Older people do watch YouTube. Okay. All right, Eric Chin. I'm going to go with you, man. You say that, look, based on what you're saying, Yang should be polling over 5%, right? But he's not. You know why that is? Because that's not how the world works, fam. I'm glad that you're online. I'm glad that you use the internet to get information that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. The rest of the world hasn't caught up to you yet. Buy vitamins for old people before they. Oh my goodness. I'm black and my mom is 58, and she's not interested in an Asian. Look, man, it's a reality. There's definitely going to be a racial component to this. Yang tubers aren't viral. I mean, look at how many people Yang has supporting him online. Like, I need you to think about what you're saying right now, bro. Like, look at how many popular YouTubers are supporting Andrew Yang. Not me. I'm nobody. He got Casey Neistat. What's this guy's name? Not Phil DeFranco. I can see his face. The dude with H3H. H3H3? Yeah, he got him. He got I won't say Joe Rogan. He got Adam 22. Yeah, he's got mad popular YouTubers supporting him. So please don't tell me that come on, man. That's the issue. He's got to get out in front of that and become a leader outside of this race. It's a cycle. How many of them have 1 million views? Eric Chin, go look at the people who I just named. Go look at the people who I just named, and you tell me how many of those people have over 1 million subscribers. Casey Neistat is arguably the most influential person on YouTube. Arguably. So you go right ahead. I'm not going to argue with you because I'm right. I'm sure there's things that you're going to be right about. This is not one of them. We need Andrew Yang visible in the street, in the real world, where people can see him, where people can put his face with the name, where people who aren't consuming as much Yang content as possible can actually go, Casey Neistat is a top 5 YouTuber. Absolutely, man. I'm a female rapper following my heart, sending my love and appreciation anyone kind enough out here to watch my videos and support. Well, you came to the wrong live stream, fam. Whoopi Goldberg is doing more for Andrew Yang's campaign than YouTube. All right. So we just need some more of that. We need some more alliances. Like I said, and I've been saying it the whole time, Yang should be dominating the entire sharing economy space. I don't understand why that particular demographic is not targeted. It's blowing my mind. But I mean, especially he makes open challenges to. He's openly challenged Amazon and Jeff Bezos, and openly challenging Microsoft right now. I don't get it, man. The Yang Gang's presence outside CNN headquarters did make a difference. Exactly. We need to storm msnbc. I'm telling you, how many times do you think they're going to want to walk past people holding Andrew Yang signs outside of msnbc headquarters before they give them attention? I have no idea why during the last debate Andrew Yang was given so much attention. I do not know. I don't know. But they gave him every chance that they could for him to actually get his platform out. To me, that made no sense. If I didn't want to give him a shot, I feel like they gave him a fair shot. He just needs a lot more of those. He needs a lot more of those. But I mean, that's all you can ask for. Like, that's all you can ask for is a fair shot. If his policies really are good, then people will support him. That's it, man. They need to see him. They need to see real people like this. We're literally coming off of an election where people were saying Russian bots or Russian trolls or whatever you want to call them. People from Russia are in factories they're sitting behind computer desks all day, entering into forums and chat rooms and Facebook groups, trying to change the conversation around candidates. We need actual physical people. Okay. You saw Yang's rallies in Boston get coverage. You saw the rally in LA get coverage. Those things are going to get coverage. Now, when Yang's not available, which is most of the time, and outside of those major markets where he's actually going to be, because we know he's only going to a certain group of places. What's up, man? I'll come to Dallas. I will come to Dallas. You let me know. You let me know when to come to Dallas. Or we set up some shifts. We can get 2 people a day to post up outside of MSNBC headquarters in every city, and then we cover that until eventually they cover it, which they will, because they're going to get tired of you. I promise. I promise they will get tired of you. They're not going to want to see you every single day. There these people go again. Hold on those Yang signs. Then maybe somebody gets arrested. Like, man, we just need action, man. We need block. Let's not block the entrance. I ain't trying to go to jail, but I mean, hey man, somebody might have to go to jail. I'm just letting you know like that just might be part of the process. But they're gonna ignore us online, okay? And they can, because it's easy to do. They can't ignore us in real life. Green Steven, nothing much, fam. Yeah, let's stand out there with a question every single day. I'm for real. I'm with it. So you guys let me know. You let me know when we're doing this. I'm not in one of these places, but if I need to show up to let y'all know that I'm serious, let's do that. Because without that media attention, they can erase him, which is the most dangerous thing for his chances, is for him to be erased. Real Yang Gang behind computers all day in chat rooms, message boards, spreading the truth. 1,000. Social media ads are cheap. Yeah, they are. I don't know why we're not running social media ads. You're right. They are cheap. He must start a rap battle with Bernie Sanders in order to win the presidency. That doesn't work with 55 and up. But yeah, I mean, I don't care what he does. He needs attention. Eric Chin. All right, man. You gonna make me let you know how I really feel. Hold on. Let's look up Andrew Yang on YouTube. And let's look up the videos that have the most views. I'm sorry I can't share my screen. I got the my discount set up right now. 1 second. Okay. The H3H3 podcast with Andrew Yang, by the way, has 1.7 million views. That was 2 months ago. Now it's Trevor Noah. He was on Breakfast Club, but that's not the internet. Phil DeFranco. No, he was just covering it. Make America. No, that's YouTube. You know what? You know what it is? I think it's that people don't come to YouTube for politics like that, though. Like, I don't even think that YouTube views be real like that. I think there's a lot of kids on YouTube. I bet if I search Ryan's toy reviews, I'm going to find videos with 10, 20, 30 million views. And there's just not going to be that same kind of volume when it comes to politics, because that's not why people go to YouTube. Mostly. Search comedy videos. You'll see the difference. I mean, let's see. Andrew Yang, Adam. Let's see, no jumper. Let's see what happens when I put in no jumper. Okay, so Adam No Jumper did a video 2 weeks ago. It has 45,000 views. Right? Now let's go to No Jumper's last video period. This is on October 6th. He did a video. He talked specifically about Andrew Yang. That's got 45,000 views. Okay. All right. Now let's go to his 3.06 million followers. And let's go to his video that he posted 17 hours ago called A Day in the Life of Adam 22, which has 42,000 views in 17 hours. And then you go to the No Jumper Show, episode 14, has 30,000 views in one day. It's because people aren't going to No Jumper for politics because they're coming to him for hip hop, and that's not what he does. It doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers. Your 1 million followers, if they're not following you for the thing that you want them to see from what you're doing, it doesn't matter. And do you really think that people who are following him for his new rapper interviews are going to be like, you know what, I'm going to go register to vote right now? Because if you think that, you're not being realistic, man. He should consider more radio, more people tuning. There you go. I'm with it, man. I laugh when people talk about how radio is so horrible. Radio is fantastic. Radio's got the nice repetition. Repetition. You know, you hear the little jingles from the local car dealerships. Everybody knows those. You know why? Because you hear them all the time. They cost a little. They're kind of expensive, but they work. I think Facebook works well for talking about politics. I would agree, but I don't think you're going to get onto politics and convince somebody who's not already convinced. I think that takes time. Yang just got on Black Facebook a few days ago. I don't know nothing about that. None of Yang tubers have millions of views. That's because no one's coming to YouTube for politics, bro. Well, okay, let me not say no one. People do, but the majority of people don't. The majority of people come. What's Ryan's toy reviews doing, man? Ryan is killing. I'm gonna have to ignore you after this, but like you're being ridiculous right now. Skip Bayless is doing just fine. People are gonna come here to see what's happening on ESPN. They're gonna come here to watch comedy videos. They're gonna come here to watch music videos. They're gonna come here to see what's up with Kim Kardashian. They are not coming to YouTube to decide who they should vote for the president of the United States. Not right now. Now, when they have a specific question and they want to know the answer, then they will. Facebook was talking politics on Capitol Hill. Presence on Instagram, memes, posts, artwork is really good, but old people don't go there. People love stats these days. I don't realize stats are doctored. Man, yo, you need to start looking at who pays for these studies when you guys are quoting this stuff. Sugar's great for you from sugarcompanyllc.com. 50% of Americans get their yeah. My friend, YouTube Andrew, has 113 followers and Tulsi has 124,000. All the news media depends on YouTube, my friend. I cover everything for last year. Just believe and listen to me. All right. All right. Oh, all right. I'm gonna take that guy up. Facebook is quite strong. You can watch Netflix fan. Look, we're not going to argue with Eric Chin, okay? Eric Chin, I like Eric. His heart is in the right place. He's just wrong, but that's okay. Sometimes you got to learn the hard way, but we're not mad at him. We're not mad. Eric, we love you, okay? We love you, but you're wrong. I'm not mad at you. Journalists depend on YouTube sources every day. Yep. That's right. Yeah, let's everybody give Eric some words of positivity, man. I don't want to devastate his world. I know this is probably hard for him to hear. What's Andrew Yang saying that's so different? Ain't they all the same? Deceptive. Well, he's not the same. I mean, Andrew Yang wants to give you money to support political campaigns. He wants to give you additional time off. He wants to give you free marriage counseling. Andrew Yang wants to give you $1,000 a month. Andrew Yang wants to make sure every police department in the country has, funding for body cams. Andrew Yang wants to, they're not all the same. Andrew Yang wants human-centered capitalism. It's a completely different system than what we have right now. I mean, he wants to maintain the structure, but he wants to make things a little bit more about better outcomes for people as opposed to simply profit and GDP and making a couple of people super rich. I think Andrew Yang is more about the sustainability of capitalism than anything. I just don't think people are seeing it that way. Andrew Yang seems to support the idea of there becoming more trillionaires. Are there trillionaires? Maybe not. There might not be trillionaires, but I think he's okay with there being trillionaires. And that's why he wants to raise the floor. They promise to deliver, and your life changed for the better so far. Bree Mack, the difference between Andrew Yang and every other politician ever is that Andrew Yang actually wants to empower people. That is the significant difference. That is probably the greatest difference between Andrew Yang and everybody else. Everybody else is saying, give us the government the power to do something and we'll take care of it. Andrew Yang is saying, these policies that I want to create don't work unless the people are in a better position to actually be able to hold their public officials accountable. That's why he wants to work. He wants to do things for the media. He wants to empower local journalism. He wants to, put money towards that. That's why he wants to make voting day a national holiday. That's why he wants to make sure that people can actually be involved in these things, because it doesn't matter if it's just we're just continuing the status quo. Trump was going to drain the swamp. Trump is a shameless capitalist, and you knew that. He told you that. That's who he was from the beginning, and that's who he is today. The man who's trying to, he's charging people to stay in his own personal hotels. Like, come on, man. Look, I'm not mad at Trump. He told you what he was going to do, and he did it. He drained the swamp that he created. Trump he has done nothing that surprised me. UBI equals democracy dollars on steroid. If America cannot catch up with automation technology, other countries will go ahead. Sun Boleyn, that is probably the most important point that has been made today. Andrew Yang clearly looks at the world and everybody else is looking at America. Andrew Yang is looking at this 5G because the more I started looking into, I was going to do a video on, what is it called? The Fourth Industrial Revolution. I was going to do a video just on the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And almost all the literature I found was all over the world. And almost none of it was in America because we are so far behind. Everybody else sees the potential. Everybody else is making huge strides. We're about to fall behind. And Andrew Yang knows this. Andrew Yang absolutely knows that we're about to fall behind technologically. And that's why he's trying to get this thing together, because he's like, look, man, we just give some people extra money. We'll keep them happy so we can focus on trying to go out and continue to innovate and try to catch up to everybody else. But yeah, we're falling behind. We are. All right. We're arrogant. We've been feeling it for the longest. So we think that everybody wants to be us. No, man, they done caught up. They done caught up and they're doing just fine. That's why we're coming. That's why we're following their ideas. OK, we're doing what they do now. They're like, OK, we see what America's doing wrong. We're not going to do that. We're going to do something a little bit interesting. Oh, what? Yeah, man. Yeah, but Yang is on another level. But I think Yang also doesn't want to do the thing that Obama did, which is try to make it seem like he wants to be like the rest of the world. Yang wants to compete. That's why he doesn't want to kill business. He doesn't want to kill business for a reason. It's UBI is still seen as a gimmick. He needs to change that image. I think that he doesn't. I think he's very nervous about changing the image of UBI because he'll have to reveal more about the dystopian future that he sees, and he doesn't want to be that guy. Oh my goodness. Book about how China is leapfrogging the US superpowers by God. Yeah. Okay, I'll check it out, man. For real. Cheryl's on point, man. Cheryl don't say much, but she's thinking over there. I like Cheryl. She's bringing it. I'm about to check that book out. Cause yeah, like I said, I wanted to do a video just on the fourth industrial revolution. And it's just, I was literally like struggling to keep up with this stuff. I'm like, God, we in trouble. We are in trouble. So y'all want to enjoy these last 8 years of whatever kind of dominance you think we have. But yeah, it's not looking good right now. Kai-Fu. We are behind in AI. Yeah, we are in AI, or we're behind in AI. But I mean, it's that exponential thing that we really in trouble with, because once it starts, we're not catching up. A lady on Grassroots live stream yesterday was calling it capitalism. I'm with it. Yeah, man, we're just getting caught up in all the things that aren't important, though. That's the scary part. Like we don't see what's happening in other parts of the world. So we're just like, oh yeah, serendipity, it's all good. It's like, no. Look around you. There's a reason why things are the way they are here. There's a reason why they're not looking to us for leadership anymore. Like, we over here doing some endless wars and just all types of nonsense, man. We got to get focused. Democracy dollars will wash out corruption over time. But does this relate to Elon Musk at all? I mean, probably the part about the fourth industrial revolution does, but nothing regarding the media. I mean, you need to start really looking into the data that's being tracked off your phone, man. It's some next level stuff. Like, I was thinking they're just tracking like GPS locations. Nah, man, they're tracking all types of little crazy things. They're tracking so much. Trolls gonna be out, man. Listen, I can handle trolls. I ain't worried about that. You work with millennials. Acceleration of the curve when AI starts becoming efficient is going to be unprecedented. People are too stuck with their myopic vision to see it. Yeah, man. Listen, Yang knows, and I think you're going to start seeing a little migration happening of people leaving America, like that top echelon. I think they're going to start slowly exploring other places, other parts of the world. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? I think we're going to be okay over here. Knowledge workers are important, more important than manual laborers, and technology is way ahead of knowledge workers. Only Andrew Yang understands it. I would love digital money. I'm always using it to buy things online. Madonna lives in Portugal. Yeah, man. Look, like I said, the point of this video, we're getting a little off topic. The point of this video is that it is time to fight the mainstream media in their backyard. We need to take our activism off of line, and we need to be in their backyard. We need to be at their corporate offices. We need to be annoying these people to the point where they give us representation. It's important. Like, no matter what you want to tell me about how good social media is, Yang is only able to do so much. All right. He's clearly only focused on certain parts of the country for obviously a good reason. He's focused on the early primary states, of states where he feels like he has a good shot, and he's hoping, a good performance there will catapult him to like a little bit higher recognition. But at the same time, in the meantime, the Yang Gang needs to be out in the streets, man. Like, for real. And we need to, like, to say, okay, we want to get attention from mainstream media or from MSNBC or whoever's doing things wrong. Great, but we can't tweet them to death. That's not going to work. It's not. They'll ignore us. They're like, okay, great. We made them mad. They don't care. We gotta be there. We gotta be there. People on the ground. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what's it gonna take to make that happen? What does it take to get people in these cities? I mean, I see a lot of Yang people online. Everybody seems to be having a good time, but we need to do some things that aren't going to be as fun. I need some people down at MSNBC headquarters bugging the workers as they walk in, to the point where they're like, "Hey, I need to email my VP because they're making it difficult for me to get to do my job." These people with the Yang signs, they're starting to get on my nerves. Like, let's post up outside of that, okay? The local news is going to say something. All of these offices are in like major metropolitan areas. They're like, we're not going to be ignored. Like, let's go to the media because they will ignore us. They will ignore us because it's easy to do. We should get 50 to block the entrance. Let's go. Let's go. Look, man, occupy MSNBC. I'm with it. I am with it. I told you I can go to Dallas. I can't go to every other city, but yeah, let's go. I mean, come on. Like, that's what we need. Because they don't care. They don't care what we tweet. They do not care. Like, this keyboard activism ain't doing it for me, man. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm ready to get out here. Like, yo, let's make these journalists answer questions when they show up, and let's make videos of them and put them online. Let's make them the star. You about to paint a Yang mural in Chicago? That is dope. All right, I see you. I like that, man. David is pushing for his own media platform, iconic sub to get unbiased journalism. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm on. All right. So you let me know what we need to do to make that happen, and I'm with it. I'm all for everything else that's happening. I'm all for the hashtags and all of that. That's cool, but I'm a little bit more active. I want to see a physical presence. I want these pictures to be sent to all of these the local media. I want them to pick it up and force the mainstream media to address the hashtags. Man, let's make those hashtags something real that they really have to address. Fox, you probably hey, we can't even be mad at Fox, man. Fox has been pretty stand up to Andrew Yang for the most part. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody has a slip up when it comes to the graphics, but Fox ain't doing them dirty like MSNBC is. We need feet on the ground. Look, man, yeah, for real. I'm not on no. Look, you do the online thing, Eric. I'm gonna get out here in these streets. I'm off for the. Okay. You looked at the yeah. I have it. See, I had two screens going. Yeah, I got all the MSNBC. There's a location in Vietnam. I bet nobody cares about the one in Vietnam. We might be able to get away with a little bit out there. Who's in Vietnam? Who's going to Vietnam next week or something like that? Like, let's make that happen. Because I think the Vietnam office is vulnerable. And then let's start posting pictures from these locations. Am I on Facebook? I am. Yeah, and then we can once we're at their office, then we can make our own. Then we make our videos from their location. Imagine if I was doing this video from outside of MSNBC. That would be dope. That would be so dope. I would broadcast every single day from outside of MSNBC, live from MSNBC. What's up? Thailand is cheaper than Vietnam. How about we gather? Yeah, man. I mean, like, let's make the UBI march outside of MSNBC headquarters. I mean, I ain't trying to disrupt what you got. Listen, I'm not trying to disrupt any other movements. It's not my intention. I'm not trying to say nothing negative. I love what everybody is doing with everything else. I'm on another wave right now, so support those things. But when those things are done or whatever, we can make this happen. I'm trying to be outside of MSNBC. Yang is pointing it out. Yang is saying we need to be more active. And I just been sitting here for the last couple of days thinking, how can I be more active to make something happen for Andrew Yang with these media companies? I can't do anything because they're the media company. They will just ignore me. And that's what they've done. That's what they've done to Andrew Yang. So I have to go there so they can't ignore me anymore. Occupy Live with Kelly and Ryan. What's that one show that they used to do? Good Morning America. They still do that? They still got the big glass window? There's a location in New York, by the way. There you go. When you think about it, aren't the media shenanigans ultimately having the opposite effect of suppressing Yang? No, because the media is still continuing to amplify Donald Trump over all of the entire Democratic field. The media is not giving Andrew Yang attention. That's the problem. It's not that they're saying negative things about him. They're disregarding him altogether. Now, again, lately we have seen some things do a little bit better, but in my experience with talking to people, they still don't know who he is, and they don't think he can win. Those are like two of the biggest things. Before we even get into policy, that's just their initial impressions or the initial comments they give me on Andrew Yang. They don't know who he is because he's not showing up on these graphics. Okay. And then they don't think he can win because they don't even know where he's polling because he's not even showing up. So it's one thing if he's showing up at 4%, but they're not even showing him, even if he's at 4%. They're just leaving him off the graph altogether. So he doesn't look like he exists. That is the worst. You can link me with one of the guys in Texas who is an active supporter. All right. We need to make Trump merch so to make money for you. That is actually pretty genius, Gilly. That's pretty funny. Sword Saint, what I think about Yang's Medicare for All. That is the video I was supposed to do, except for my computer is not working right now. I literally have that video all queued up. We're going to break it all the way down. I am ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. And I did hear that he's about to announce his full plans. I was thinking I should not do that video, but I still want to do it because it'll be based on where he is currently. And I think my video is going to offer an important perspective. And I do want that to come out regardless. But yeah, I already have that video ready to go. What do I think about it? I like it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it should be no public option, or it shouldn't have any private insurance. We need to get rid of it because they're going to find loopholes. And it's like, I get why he's doing what he's doing. A lot of it has to do with the language of Medicare for All. Like, as far as what I found, that is a big component to it, which is why he's treading the way he's doing it. I'm not mad at him. I understand why he's doing it. And I think that he's trying to get to the general, man. Yang is not, he's not trying to get caught in the weeds on the Democratic side. He's trying to get to the general because that's when everything that he's saying is really going to start to make sense. But he has to get away from these other people who are making him look bad. Like the crazy things that they're saying they're clouding the whole field. That's why people keep saying they all sound the same. He's trying to get away. He's trying to differentiate himself as much as possible. But he's got to get away from everybody else. Everybody goes through a different route, but it ends at the same location. We'll study what a Yang is saying. Where did he come from? Background. You know. All right, Eric. Appreciate you for stopping through. He's a Philip Exeter grad like Zuckerberg. I was grassroots workers for Obama. I've worked for Trump, and now I'm working for Andrew Yang. He will be president. Okay. The people I talk to look at the percentage of automatically exactly. But see, that's if they even see the percentage. That's why them excluding him altogether is even worse. We need his name. That's why I talked about the rule of 7. Even if they don't fall in love with Andrew Yang the first time they hear about him, they need to hear about him because it's not going to happen the first time. Everybody has to go through their journey before they arrive at, okay, I'll vote for this guy. I'll switch parties for this guy. I'll actually show up at the primary for this guy. It's going to take a minute. So as familiar as they can possibly be before that time comes is what needs to happen. Like, they need to see his name. They need to know him. Yang needs to use some of his money for commercial. I don't know what he's doing. I guess he's working on it. That's why he hired the new team, right? Do you think there is a bigger agenda from the mainstream for ignoring him? Yes, they know what happened with Trump. They're not going to let that happen again. Donald Trump got $2 billion worth of free media. They're not going to let that happen again. He needs to provide automation data via mainstream to get more. Yeah, look up Tosi's plan. That looks like the best plan of Medicare for all. I'm thinking that Yang's politics would actually give power back to the people. And Yang is on a whole nother level, man. Yang wants a politically involved class of citizens that would disrupt a lot of what happens right now. So, yeah, a lot of people want people to be in the dark, man. They don't want you to be active. Like, there's no conspiracy. They do everything they do right there in plain sight, and they know that you're too distracted to focus on it. And if people like had the time to focus on this stuff and make sure that they're writing their congressmen, and you had term limitations, and it would disrupt a lot of what goes down. So yeah, Yang is a problem. Like, it's not. That's why Yang doesn't have to focus on the money as much as other candidates, because Yang knows even if I take the money from this wealthy class or from this group of companies, okay, they'll just reset it later on down the line. But Yang's like, okay, not only am I going to take the money, or I'm just going to disregard taking the money, I'm also going to make sure the people are at these companies' throats and making sure that they're keep holding them accountable. That's different, man. That's way different. Bernie is not talking about Bernie. He goes revolution, but he ain't making it happen like Yang is. He's close, but nah, he ain't getting there. He just believes in the government a little bit too much. Yang's like, I don't trust that the government will get it right. I need the people to be active, because if the people are active, everything changes. Like, everyone keeps saying, what if Yang gets in and he can't make whatever happen? If Yang is the president, he has completely fundamentally changed the involvement of the average person in America. Everything that Yang says will happen because the people will make it happen. Yang should change his name to Miyagi. Better recognition. That is fire. That's fire, bro. Oh man. Tulsi is Trump investment who came to break the Democratic Party. She is pulling. I mean, I think one of the reasons why you see these other candidates even hanging around is because they're trying to drown out Yang. I think Booker's just hanging out to drown out Yang. Booker, O'Rourke. At this point, they don't think they're actually going to win. I don't think the people who are supporting them think they're actually going to win. They're just like, no, just hang out for a little bit, because they're not helping themselves. My Texas A&M class got canceled today. Is Mr. Yang pro weed? Of course he is. Yang is going to legalize. Yang is pro heroin. Like, come on, bro. Man. Yang is not Trump. No one is. I don't think the media is going to make that mistake. They will never make that mistake again. But that's why we got to get him at least to a level of fairness, because he's not going to be able to compete with paid ads. So if we can get him some earned media, or if we can get them to represent him at least, for what he's actually done, for his actual contributions, like they stop disregarding what he has done, it's going to help. I mean, again, it just helps. It's the rule of 7. We just need him to be more present. He doesn't have to make it happen immediately. People need to see the name. They need to get familiar with the idea of this guy being president. And then as time goes along and they see him make this point and that point and this policy change, and then this guy drops out and that guy drops out, all of a sudden he's looking a little bit better. Gabbard should thank Hillary for the publicity. Yeah. I'm not worried about the polls because I don't think the polls are real. But I also don't, I'm not, I don't think that he's like, he might be, the polls might say he's at 5, he might be at 10, but he's still not winning. So I'm not worried about the exact numbers. I mean, they said that Trump would lose, but Trump was never going to lose. The digital platform is kind of ultimate control, much like the total move towards a cashless society. Game, set, match. Yeah. Hey, that too, man. You know, Yang's on that digital. Yang's trying to get that digital currency going. Just know that Yang is looking out for the betterment of America in the long game. He's trying to make us compete globally, and he just sees that we're slipping. And the things that he wants to do are going to be different for us initially, but they're necessary in order for us to be able to compete in the next 100 years. Because, you know, once this industrial revolution thing really picks up steam, we're going to fall by the wayside. And we're not going to be the superpower that we are now. I mean, we got the military, I suppose, but I mean, what's the next generation of warfare is going to be is AI based. So they don't got to blow things up anymore like that. I mean, you can do that, but you don't need to. You can't be the guy with the biggest hammer forever, man. So Yang's trying to make us think harder. Like, it's no other better way to say it. Trump will not do poorly in the debates. That's what he's made for that format. It's going to be hard for Americans to accept a Chinese, Japanese, Asian. There's underlying tension. There's not tension. I mean, it can be racism. It's not tension. No one's angry, but they might just be like, oh, I can't see that person being president, or they might say he's an agent or something like that. But no tension. But at a certain point, they're just going to be like, you know what? He's going to give us something, and everybody else promises they're going to give us something, and they don't. So maybe I'll just roll with that. The primary starts in a month. Finding precinct managers and go to the registered voters now. All right, I'm with you. I think it's more about name recognition and people not understanding his policies. I'm with you. That's why we got to be at MSNBC headquarters to let them know that they got to give this man some fair representation so that people can see a little bit more about his policies, so that they can be intrigued, so they can actually go to his website. Trump staff worries that he'll run out of individuals and groups to trash. Do you see how much money Trump has? Trump is not worried about anything. Trump is not worried about anything. Are you kidding me? Trump? You think Trump is concerned? What do you think Trump's concerned about? Trump ain't going. Trump didn't prosecute Hillary Clinton, okay? So he's not, no. If Yang raises 30 million, that would give us earned media attention we need. No, that still would not. Earned media is free media. Earned media is better than the media that you spend. Let me go back to that chart real quick. Where's that chart? Let's see. I'm sorry, I wish I could share this with you guys. So Jeb Bush spent $82 million on bought media, on paid media. Clinton spent 28. No, this can't be 28. That's not 28. This, I guess, this must be percentages. Oh no, I guess it is dollars. Okay. Yeah, man. It's earned media is better than money you spend on ads. I mean, it's nice, but earned media is the best. An agent would love to see Yang pull a race card against him. Trump's worry is a right. We're mostly struggling in poll. We are, but that's why we need name recognition. Trump has 300 million. Yeah, Trump is good. Okay, Trump is extra good. Take 10% from the top 100 global earners and redivide back to those that earned it. We're not about that life, man. Look, you can't just take money from people. First of all, they're not going to let you take it. I mean, really, that's the real reason they're not going to let you take it. I'm not going to let you take my money. I earned it. I'm sorry. I will go and put it in every bank account in every country on this planet. You're not touching my money. So you can buy 3 medium fries. Oh, man. Yeah. So that's all, man. I'm sorry I let the stream go so long, but you know, we had some good conversation. You guys threw out some. You need 10 billion. What? Yeah, we said some good stuff, but really, like I said, primarily we need to focus on the first part of this video. I'll probably cut this video down because I don't want it to be long. But Tomcat says, "Show me your money." I ain't got no money, fam. All I got is cards. We need to fight back with the media. That's what needs to happen. Okay, not online, an actual real life movement. Action. We need to mobilize. We need people to be out physically demonstrating on behalf of Andrew Yang and the Yang media blackout. It needs to end. It is causing Andrew Yang to have a significantly lower chance of performing well in these primaries. So I'm down for whatever. Like I said, I can get to Dallas. I can do that. I'm available during the week. I'm available maybe on the weekends. Weekdays are better for me, but let me know, man. Let me know what we can do, because I want to have a presence. I want MSNBC to not be able to ignore us, and they are clearly the biggest culprits here. We need what they have, and they're not giving us. We just need them to put Andrew Yang on the graphics a little bit more. It would really help out. It would help people to be familiar with the name and the face, and get them closer to the idea of considering Andrew Yang as a legitimate presidential contender, because people need to think that he can actually win. And if they're not even putting him on the graphics, then people don't even know he exists. So we can do press releases. Okay. Get at me and we'll see what we can do about that. All right, man. So yeah, you guys get at me on Twitter at 5294freedom. If you guys have any ideas, any ways we can mobilize, let me know. Let's chop up. Let's make this happen ASAP, because it's time for this to end. And it's not going to happen with people being on YouTube making videos or Twitter making posts or Facebook. Like, we got to get out there. We got to be active. They have to see us. They have to know we're real people, not Russian bots. We are actual American people who are voting, who want Andrew Yang to win. This is not a drill, people. Let's make this happen. Get at me. Let's go. Go Yang.